my name is Susie Lawrenson, and I work at the Institute for Health and Healing. And while I think for all of us, we can say it's been a real privilege to be a part of healthcare during this disaster time, it is also a super huge stress and a big challenge. And, you know, as people who work in healthcare, are physicians that are other providers in healthcare, you know, this is our time when we are really being asked to step up, step to the plate, and come forward and be our best. We're at the front lines, and we're really being called to truly show up and be present. But at the same time, we're also experiencing, you know, some of the same fears and the same stressors and the challenges of managing our personal lives and families that other people, you know, are also experiencing. And yet again, we're really trying to take care of our patients and create new systems to handle this pandemic. So it's imperative during this time that we take care of ourselves better than ever before and learn new strategies to do that so that we can be fully present for our communities that really need us. So today, to help with that, I'm going to talk about getting grounded and getting connected to a more peaceful space. And when I talk about grounding, I'm talking about it in terms of our energetic bodies, grounding our body to the earth and managing our energetic space. So grounding is really the foundation of an energetic space. And when we talk about an energetic space, what I mean is, for those of you who've had acupuncture before, any kind of traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong practice, Tai Chi. Basically, the foundation of these they've mapped out the energy body in a way that includes the meridian system, right? So they see the energetic body, and the ancient Taoists mapped out this energetic body in a series of meridians and systems. And that's how they see and experience energy of the body. And again, grounding is an important foundation in this model. If you think about martial artists are always using grounding and talking about different grounding techniques. That's how they can do a lot of what they're doing. Another model that many of you may be familiar with is yoga. Yoga is an ancient therapy from India, and again, it maps out the energetic body in the chakra system, right? So the chakras are how yogis are basically seeing the energetic body and having it mapped out. And again, grounding is super important in this practice. So it's becoming more and more familiar, this idea that our body has an energy system, just like it has a cardiovascular system or a nervous system or musculoskeletal system, and grounding is a big part of that. So that's the importance of it. And one other thing I want to say about that is that many of us might have experienced a power line or an electrical appliance maybe that's gotten ungrounded. And if you've ever seen a power line ungrounded, it's frazzling. Same with an appliance of some sort, that if the electrical system is not grounded in, then it's going to fry your computer or your appliance in some way. And that's exactly what happens to a human body. When we are not grounded, we are frazzled. That's when we get anxious and stressed and maybe not as clear thinking as we want to be, because, again, our energy system is frazzling. So let's take the next few minutes and do a little bit of a visualization on how we can get grounded better, and something that I hope you'll be able to practice going from here on out. So take a minute and, again, get comfortable in your chair if you haven't gotten there yet. And feel your feet on the floor and really allow yourself to feel the bottoms of your feet. Feel your bum sitting on the chair get comfortable. And if it's comfortable for you, allow your eyes to close. Most people find it easier to do a visualization if their eyes are closed. If for any reason it's uncomfortable for you to close your eyes, feel free just to leave them open in more of a soft gaze. And take a couple deep breaths. And for those of you who have any kind of practice, meditation practice, now would be the time to shift your attention into what might be called a meditation sanctuary space. And for those of you who haven't heard that term before, just imagine your attention going into a quiet space. Doesn't mean that you're shutting down your mind. For most of us, that's very difficult, but that your attention is just quiet and centered. And then in front of you, I want you to visualize a tree. And this tree should be a big, strong tree. So you could think of like one of my favorites is the ponderosa pine that you'll find in Yosemite or the Sierras. Many people love the redwood trees, big, tall redwood. Could be a banyan tree. If those of you who've traveled, a banyan tree is big and huge and has all these cool things coming off of it. Could be a beautiful California oak tree. Doesn't matter. Just see a big, beautiful tree that you love in front of you. And then walk into this tree. Imagine walking into the center of this tree and becoming this tree. And the roots of this tree are what's important now. And imagine the roots of the tree basically start in your torso, start right below your sternum, and the roots of the tree start growing down and reaching and growing down past the floor, past the earth, going through the earth, and reaching all the way to the center of the earth. And the center of the earth is a long way down there. It is very far down there. So keep reaching and reach for a visual image of the center of the earth that is healing and peaceful and desirable in some way to you. So the center of the earth could look like this beautiful crystal cave, or it could look like a warm, sunny beach with warm sand, or a beautiful meadow, or a little glen in a forest. Doesn't matter with something, as long as it's something that's appealing to you and connected to the earth in some way. And reach into that space with your roots. Roots of your tree are reaching, growing, and they're going to wrap around the center of the earth, that image in the center of the earth. And as your roots are growing and reaching down, you may feel like, oh, they're hitting some resistance, like there's a block maybe at some point, or they have to grow around something, or even, maybe there's something weird or feeling uncomfortable. It's okay. That happens all the time. Just keep allowing your roots to grow, move around, maybe whatever this object might be, and keep going down all the way to the center of the earth. And as you're getting this grounding cord of your tree roots down there, imagine how all of a sudden your tree can start to grow even bigger because it has this amazing root system to sustain it. So your energetic tree that you're in the middle of, all of a sudden the branches can grow taller and taller, maybe a little wider, and your branches are reaching all the way up to the heavens, all the way up past this kind of earth world we're in, and some sort of divine space, whatever your spiritual or religious tradition, or just could be the quantum field if you're more of a scientist. But imagine your tree so big and grounded that it can reach all the way up there. And as it's reaching tall, it's also expanding a little bit wider, so your energetic space becomes bigger. Because, again, what happens when we are ungrounded and we're in a state of stress or more fear, our energy constricts, right? It gets smaller as we're constricting our energy when we're in a fear space or an anxious space. And so what this is allowing us to do is unwind your energy space, allow it to expand a little bit, reach up, reach down, and you're reaching up into that space of peace, this divine space, quantum field space is a space of peace. And allow your full energy to reach into that space, and then allow that space to start feeding your tree. Almost can be like a little rain. You can visualize it as a little rain, or it just starts coming down the branches, and it feeds your body. The earth and the earth's energy is feeding your body as well. The earth's energy, if you kind of touch into that, feel into that with your attention a little bit, the earth's energy moves at a very slow pace. It's very healing. It moves in the slow lane. We tend to live in the fast lane, right? Up here, we're moving, we're grooving, we're doing things, we're getting stuff done, and we're driving, and we're doing all these things that tend to be more medium to fast. And that's why walking in nature, being in nature is so healing, is because it slows us down, it slows down our body, it allows our body to regulate back into a more natural rhythm because our body is of the earth. And so we can do that whether we're sitting in our office or on the hospital floor. We can actually have that same experience of walking in a forest if we practice this grounding, right? Because then you can allow yourself to feel that grounded space, that nature space. So take a minute or so to notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body feels. Might be feeling actually a little tired. So what happens is when we get grounded, we get more connected to our body and more aware of our body. Our awareness is able to be more body-centered. And the body could be telling us we're really tired. It's been very stressful. And so pay attention to that. Maybe get a little bit more sleep these next couple nights. If you're feeling tired, you might actually feel more alive. You might feel clearer. You actually might feel some pain here and there. So there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. Whatever you're experiencing of your body is just the state of what your body is in right now, and you have a greater awareness of it, which is great. Because then you know how to take care of it better when you have a greater, more sensitive awareness of what's really actually happening with your physical body. So with your root system intact and your roots all the way to the center of the earth, this is how you ideally want to walk around in the world all the time. In the middle of your tree, grounded all the way to the center of the earth, your roots wrapped around whatever that healing image is, your branches extended all the way into the heavens. And so take a moment right now before we finish up and get up and just walk around. Walk around a little bit where you are in whatever room you're in, and see if as you're walking, kind of getting up, standing, open your eyes, can you maintain that grounded connection? And that could be a practice that you could practice throughout the next few days or weeks or whatever, is anytime you feel ungrounded, that you've kind of pulled up your grounding, which happens all the time, just use the imagery of the tree to get grounded again. Extend those roots down. Wrap around. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining the call today. I appreciate your time and your attention and your willingness to take some time to take care of yourself, and have a blessed rest of the day.